Good morning, everyone, and happy Thanksgiving. Teaching a yoga class on Thanksgiving is a personal holiday tradition that I myself have kept alive for about 5 years, and I'm really excited this year to be able to share that part of my personal holiday tradition with you all here in the community. So I did try to find kind of an extra special location for filming today. So I'm outside here on the dance floor of the Buena Vista. And I'm filming this on Wednesday, and it's really, really nice. It's just a beautiful day, and I think tomorrow should be as well. So I hope that as you're enjoying this yoga class, you're also able to maybe get outside today and enjoy a little bit of fresh air, a little sunshine, even if it's just on your patio. I know that we've had a lot of last minute changes and things going on. And to be honest, there hasn't been a year for me where the holidays haven't been at least a little bit stressful. But this year, I think we've really seen everyone come together and just in so many beautiful ways, really finding the joy of the holidays in maybe a new way, maybe experiencing it for the first time differently than you're used to. And I just am really proud of how everyone's handled this and just all of the joy and gratitude that I see throughout the community in both the associates and our wonderful members. So thank you all for being a part of that, and know that I am so grateful to share this practice with you and just for all the wonderful experiences that we have here together. With that, getting started for our yoga practice today, as always, you'll need a sturdy, comfortable seat. You'll need a little bit of space to move around in your apartment. You'll want to make sure that your feet can comfortably reach the ground, or that you lift the ground to you, maybe via footstool or something else. I always suggest being in your bare feet, as I think it is the best way to practice, but you're always welcome to be in socks or shoes if that's how you feel most comfortable. Go ahead and come into your seat, scoot forward slightly in your chair, sit up nice and tall, bring feet underneath your knees. Close your eyes. Rest your hands comfortably on your legs or in your lap. And just take a few moments here to start to settle your mind into your practice. Allowing other thoughts to drop away for the moment. And just being here, focusing internally, checking in with your body, noticing how you feel. Starting to notice your breath. Filling up and expanding out as you breathe in. Emptying completely as you breathe out. Your breath pace might be about the same as it is normally, or it might be a little slower, a little bit deeper. But make sure it's more intentional. Noticing your inhale, noticing the quality of your breath. Noticing your exhale, releasing every last bit of air each time you breathe out. Feel the ground beneath your feet and lightly press your feet down. Notice your knees, and as you press your feet down, feel your legs start to engage. Lift your chest, relax your shoulders down your spine, and grow even taller through the crown of your head. Open your eyes. Arms down by your sides, reach actively through your fingertips, lift your chest. With an inhale, arms sweep up overhead. Stack wrists over shoulders, shoulders over hips, and tone your abdomen. Get really strong through the center of your body. Reach up taller through your hands. Take one more breath in. Exhale, arms down. Inhale up. Reaching tall, extend through fingertips. Really press your feet down to the ground and feel lighter in your seat. Take one more breath in. Exhale, release down. One more time, inhale up. Reaching tall. Work to bring wrists all the way back over shoulders. Take one more inhale. Exhale down. Hands to your knees, cat and cow. Come a little bit away from the back of your chair so you have space to move. On your inhale, send your chest forward, opening your heart. Squeeze your shoulders and elbows together behind you. And then round your spine, lean back, tuck your chin into your chest. Inhale, come forward. And exhale, lean back. I'm going to turn to the side so you can see the movements that I'm doing a little bit more clearly. But come forward, try to make space, arching your spine, round back. Once you start to get a feel for these movements, you can start to adjust them however you like. Maybe taking a little rolling motion, maybe kind of shifting side to side. It does not have to look any certain way. It's just kind of saying good morning to your spine and just noticing spots of tension, feeling how your body is doing this morning without judgment, just noticing, acknowledging. Come back through to neutral. Sit up tall, shoulders over hips. Take an inhale. On your exhale, hinge forward, aiming for shoulders in line over knees. And you can stay here, or if it feels okay, you might start to walk your hands down your legs. Press your feet down. If your hands can reach the ground, press your hands down. And if you'd like, you can tuck your forehead towards your shins. Walk your hands back up your legs. Roll all the way upright. Take a big breath in. Long breath out. One more time. Inhale, filling up. Exhale, empty out. Bring palms together at heart center. Interlace your fingers to the webbing. Flip your palms and press forward. Keep the interlace of your hands nice and tight. If, like me, you find that to be pretty tricky, think thumb tips together. Press your thumb tips together, and this will help you keep the pinky side of your hands from coming apart. If this feels okay, you might start to lift your arms up overhead. Press up through the heels of your hands. Squeeze your shoulders together and lift your chest. Keep pressing feet down to the ground. Take one more inhale. Exhale, palms back to heart center. Inhale here. Exhale, release arms by sides. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, make cactus arms. Squeeze shoulders in out of your spine. Move hands back in line over elbows. And really lift your chest, peeling forward. Nice. One more breath in. Exhale, release down. Take your hands out, make stop hands. Spread your fingers wide and imagine that you're pressing a wall away from you. Draw fingertips back. And then make a fist. Point your knuckles down. Stretching through the tops of your wrists. Spread your fingers wide, draw back. Make a fist, point your knuckles down. And one more time, spread your fingers wide, draw back. Make a fist, point your knuckles down. Take hands to your knees, take an inhale. And exhale. Right hand across for your left knee. Take your left shoulder up. Back and down, opening into a twist. Press your feet down and away from each other. So you might notice in this twist that your knees start to do funky stuff. So press your feet down firmly to keep knees in line over your ankles. Lift up from the waist, extend your spine. Exhale and untwist. Left hand across for your right knee. Take your right shoulder up, back, and down. Place your hand beside or behind you on the seat. Lift your chest. Press your feet down and away from each other. And again, notice on this side, your knees might do something like this. So you want to keep, especially your left knee, right in line over your ankle, pressing out nice and wide. Take an inhale. Exhale, untwist. Heel, toe your feet out wide, about as wide as you can go comfortably. And then end with heels in, toes pointing out. Take an inhale. Exhale, hinge forward. Can be ever so slight. Press your feet down, send your knees wide, and really squeeze together in the back side of your body. Extend your spine, think really long. Come back upright. Take an inhale. Exhale, walk your feet back in together. One more forward fold here. Feet can be all the way together or about hip distance apart. Lift your chest, hinge forward and fold. Maybe staying upright, maybe walking hands down. If you'd like, tuck your forehead towards your shins. Roll yourself back upright. Take your right leg and extend. I'm going to turn to the side so it's easier for you to see. But take your right foot forward just so that you have your heel down. So you can see in my silhouette, toe lifts up. You want your foot to be about as far away from you as you can without making your leg all the way straight. Then point your foot and reach your toe down towards the ground. And this should create a stretch that you feel in kind of the front of your shin and ankle. If this is too easy, take your foot farther away. Then draw up and back. Spread your toes. Lift, press that heel down. Nice. Reach your toes away from you. And again, draw up and back. And reach. One more time. Draw back. Reach your foot. And then replace your right foot. Left leg, extend out. So lift up to your heel, flex your toes up and back towards you, and then reach long. And if that's too easy, foot needs to be a little farther away. When you reach, your leg probably will come to all the way straight. Draw toes up and back, and reach. Draw up and back, and reach. One more time, draw back, reach out. Replace your left foot. Press both feet down. Sit up tall. Take a big breath in. Exhale, empty out. One more time. Inhale. Exhale. Take your right leg. Extend it out in front of you. Flex your foot. Press your heel forward. Sit up tall. Replace your right foot. Left leg extends out in front of you. Flex your foot, lift up, and replace. One more time, right leg extends out. If you'd like, bend your knee, squeeze your knee up to your chest, press your chest forward to your leg. Maybe add a little motion here, sort of like earlier in cat and cow. This does not have to look any certain way. This can be whatever feels good to you. Now that you have your leg lifted up, just kind of exploring maybe what movements are possible, what movement feels good, and if you happen upon a movement that doesn't feel good, then you know to avoid it in the future. Release back down to the ground. Press down through both feet first. Then left leg extends. Bend your knee, squeeze your knee up to your chest, and going with movement here. Could be fast or slow. You might find one spot that you want to stay in. Does not have to look like any certain thing. It can really be whatever you want. And I'm demonstrating lots of different options or different things to do here that you yourself might do. Squeeze in and up and release down. Press both feet down. Sit up tall. Inhale. Exhale out. Right hand to hip, left arm up by your ear. Take a big breath in. On your exhale, tilt over to the right. Use this hand for support, the hand that's on your hip, and move your top shoulder back, extend out through your fingertips. Come up through center, left hand to your hip, right arm up, take an inhale, exhale, tilt over. You can keep your gaze neutral or turn your gaze up under your arm. Your neck will always tell you right away if a movement is too much, so listen to that and respond accordingly. Come back up through center. Right hand to hip, left arm up again. Inhale. Exhale, tilt over. Move top shoulder back. Extend out through your fingertips. Inhale up. Left hand down, right arm up. Big breath in. And tilt over. Top shoulder moves back on your spine. Inhale up through center. Exhale, both hands down. Big breath in. Long breath out. One more time. Inhale. And exhale. We're going to go through a balancing sequence here. We will be balancing on one foot, but we'll use the chair underneath your hand for support the entire time. Even if you feel a little bit apprehensive about your balance on one foot, I do definitely encourage you to try and follow along. If standing up or balancing on one foot, if you just simply know that's not for you, you'll be able to follow along with most of the legs that we are doing from your seat. One thing to note, we will have a point in our sequence where your leg goes behind you. In your seat, that's a little tricky. So for that, take your leg in front of you for a second time. With that, go ahead and stand up. Whew, pardon me. Outside, I had a little fluff fly by. You're going to turn over your left shoulder so that the chair is under your right hand. I'm going to turn my chair so that you can still see me. So chair under your right hand, balance on your right foot, and take your left hand to your hip. Make sure that you're standing close enough to your chair or whatever sturdy surface you plan to use to support your hand so that you can really feel the support from your arm. Take just a little bend in your right leg. Send your left toes forward. Don't worry about leaning forward or reaching your foot as far as you can, just comfortably so that your toes touch down in front of you. 2 times. Lift up by flexing your foot and then point your foot, toes touch down again. And the second time, lift up and point back down. Keep your standing leg bent and move your leg out to the side. When you get here, press your hips forward and lift your chest. Stand up really tall. And then again, lift and point. Lift and point. Bring your foot back to the front once more. And then step your foot through behind you. Make sure that your foot's not so far back that it's pitching your torso forward. You still want to be able to stand up nice and tall. Either a little or a lot, kick your heel in towards your seat and point your foot back out behind you. And again, kick your heel in towards your seat and point your foot back out behind you. Bring your left foot out to the side. Press your hips forward, stand up tall. And 2 times, flex and point. Flex and point. Then come around to the back and step through underneath you. Shift side to side. Really nice job. We'll repeat this on the second side. So go ahead and turn towards the chair and then turn to your right so the chair is underneath your left hand. Make sure that the chair is close enough to you that you can feel really supported on your left hand and your left leg, and take just a little bend in your knees. This will make responsiveness to your balance a lot easier. Send those right toes forward. 2 times, flex and point, flex and point. And open your leg out to the side, sit up really tall, press your hips forward, flex and point, flex and point. Come back to the front once more, and then through, take your toe behind you. Little or a lot, so it could just be a little lift, or it could be a lot. Kick your heel into your seat and reach back. And again, into your seat and reach back. Come out to the side. Flex and point 2 times. Flex and point. Flex and point. Go to the back once more and step through towards the chair. Really nice. Shift side to side. Turn towards your chair. This way. So turn towards the chair. Stand with both hands on the chair so you can really support yourself. Right foot steps forward. Left foot just 1 step back. When you look down at your feet, it should almost look like you are paused at a walking pace. So just about 1 pace distance and feet hip distance apart. Lift your chest and then hinge from the hip crease. You might take a little bend in your knees. Think hips back, forward and out through the crown of your head. Get longer and longer through your spine. If you would like more stretch than you feel right now, you can lift up to your heel and flex your foot. Draw your toes up and back towards you. Foot comes back down. Press your hands down to lift your chest, hips move forward. And then left foot steps closer. Right foot steps back. Press feet down and away from each other. Lift your chest to start. Then hinge from the hip crease. Hips slide back, lowering your torso. And it might not be as much movement as I'm doing here. You might pause here if that's when you feel the right amount of stretch in your leg. You know your body the best, and your body certainly tells you exactly what it needs. Keep pressing feet down and away from each other, and think left hip back, away from the chair. If you'd like, you can lift to the heel of your front leg. Step down, come back upright. Right foot steps forward. We're going to do that same balancing sequence that we did before. One more time now. So turn over your left shoulder, right hand to the chair, left hand to your hip. Make sure you're standing on your right leg and that you can really support yourself with your right hand. Toes forward. 2 times, flex and point. Take your foot out to the side, lift up, press hips forward, flex and point 2 times. To the front and through to the back. 2 times, bend your knee, kick your heel into your seat and reach back. Heel into your seat and reach back. Come around out to the side, flex and point 2 times. To the back once more and step through underneath your hip, shift side to side. Last time, turn towards the chair, turn over your right shoulder so left hand comes to the chair. Balance on your left leg, take a little bend in your knee. Right hand to your hip. Send your right toes forward. Flex and point 2 times, once, twice. To the outside, press hips forward, lift your chest. 2 times, flex and point. Flex and point. To the front and through to the back. Could be a little or a lot. Kick your heel to your seat and reach back. Heel to your seat and reach back. To the outside, flex and point 2 times, flex and point, flex and point. Come to the back and step through underneath your hips. Whoo, shift side to side, really nice. This time, take a step back away from your chair so that your hands can just reach. Take your feet out as wide as you feel comfortable. Wider than your hips. But you don't want to go so wide that your feet just slide away from each other continually. A little bend in your knees and then hinge from the hip crease. The hinge from the hip crease is important, so watch the difference. I can bend my knees and lean forward, but see how my hips now are in a vertical line way beyond my heels. What I want to do instead is hinge and lower my torso. So now see, my knees are bent the same amount, but my hips vertically are in line way behind my heels. By pressing your hips back, you create more length in the back of the body, giving stretch for hamstrings, calves, your spine, and all of the connective tissue in between. Press your hips forward, come back upright. Take a moment here. Big breath in. Long breath out. Again, big breath in. Long breath out. One more time, big inhale. Long exhale. And come into your fold once more. Little bend in the knees. Press your hips back. This time, if you'd like, you might walk your hands down the levels of your chair, maybe all the way to the ground. Keep bending your knees, keep extending your spine, and keep breathing. Releasing tension with each exhale, finding just a little bit more ease. Carefully start to roll yourself back upright. Take a big breath in. Long breath out. Again, inhale. Exhale. One more time. Inhale. Exhale. We will practice Warrior 1 and Warrior 2. These might be poses that you are familiar with standing up. If that's the case, feel free to stay standing behind your chair. for this first round. Otherwise, if you're seated, follow along with me now, and then continue to do this for one more round as we practice standing. For warrior one, if you're seated, you'll start by scooting all the way over to the left side of your chair. When I say all the way over, I mean as far to the left side of the chair as you could possibly be comfortable with. Kind of pushing on the boundary line of would you be comfortable, even a millimeter farther. If you didn't see, a little hummingbird just flew right past the camera. So you saw him for 1 second. Maybe he'll fly by again. Take your left leg now, free on the outside, and take your leg and start to walk it back. You want your knee to point somewhat down, though it might lift slightly out to the side, and keep your back heel lifted. Only if that feels okay for your knee should you reach your back heel down. For most of us, though, heel lifted is going to be the way to go. And then tuck your tailbone forward. Think pelvic thrust. Maybe send your left arm up. You can use your right hand for support on the chair, or if you'd like, send your right arm up. Really tuck your tailbone forward. Draw your waistline to your spine and press down through your front foot. Take one more breath in. Release down. Carefully bring your left leg forward. And then shift all the way over to the other side of the chair. And again, when I say to the edge of your seat, as far to the right as you can, I really mean as far to the right as you can. So just teetering on the very right-hand edge of your seat. And then your right leg walks back, kind of beside or behind you. You want to bring your foot as close to inline behind your hip as you can and squeeze your knee in so it points down. This feels okay. Maybe send your right arm up. Maybe left arm up. Press down through your front foot. Tuck your tailbone forward. Draw your waistline to your spine and get even taller through your fingertips. Take an inhale. Exhale, release out. Right leg carefully comes forward. And if you're staying in your seat for the next round, shift back over to the left side of your seat. If you're standing, go ahead and follow along with me here. Come around to behind your chair. Step your right foot as close to the chair as you can. Bend your right knee. Step your left foot way back. Come into the longest lunge stance that you can maintain without your feet slip sliding in opposite directions. Two options. You can reach your back heel down. If that does not feel good on your knee, pick up your back heel instead. Maybe bend your knee a little bit. Tuck your tailbone forward. Draw your waistline back and work to square your hips to the chair. Chances are your left hip drew back, so point both hips forward again. Tuck your tailbone. Hands can stay on the chair, or one or both arms can reach up. Take a full breath in. Long breath out. One more time, inhale. Exhale. Switch sides. If you're in your seat, scoot on over to the other side. If you're standing, left foot forward. Right foot back, come to neutral. Then left foot to the chair. Bend your knee. Right foot steps way back. Stack knee over ankle. Square your hips towards the chair. And remember, back heel can reach down as I'm demonstrating now, or you can pick your back heel up. Picking up your back heel does make it easier to square your hips, but overall, I think that back heel lifted is actually a better stretch for the front of your leg. So you can kind of decide which one you like. Tuck your tail forward. Maybe one or both arms reach up. Stack wrists over shoulders, shoulders over hips, and grow even taller through your spine. Take an inhale. Exhale, release down. Right foot forward, left foot back. Warrior two. Warrior two. If you're standing, take your feet out wide. You know what to do. If you're seated, take your feet out wide as well. Heel toe your feet out. And with heels in, toes out. Then what you're going to do is take your right toes, turn them all the way to the outside. Take your left foot and turn it so your foot is parallel to the side wall. This shape in your feet would mean that if your right heel connected with the center of your left foot, your feet would make the letter T. All right, lift your chest. Try to open everything up. Maybe open your arms. If you'd like, turn your gaze to the right. Bend and widen your front knee. Scoop your tailbone forward underneath you and sit up tall. Just switch sides. Really easy. Right toes in, left toes out, and shift to the other side. In warrior two, the toes that turn out, that knee should be bent at about a 90-degree angle. Your opposite leg should be straight or on its way to straight. Left toes turn in, right toes out to switch sides. If you're standing, same general setup. Walk your feet out nice and wide. Right toes turn out. Bend your knee in line over your ankle. Hands can stay on the chair for support, or one or both arms can reach out. Bend and widen front knee. Tuck tail forward. Lift your chest. If you'd like this time, flip your right hand. Take left hand to hip and reverse your warrior. Reach up and back. Land again in warrior two. Straighten your right leg. Right toes forward. Left toes out. Warrior two, bend your left knee. Bend and widen your knee. Scoop your tailbone towards the chair and anchor through your back foot. If you'd like, reverse your warrior. Flip your front palm. Hand to hip, left arm up. Land again. Warrior two. Straighten your left leg. All 10 toes forward. If you are seated, take a seated fold. Heels and toes out. Just hinge forward or start to fold forward. If you're standing, we're going to take a little bit of a different fold here. We're only going to fold halfway. So get a little bit of space between you and the chair. Little bend in your knees, just like last time. And then send your hips back, but stop at the halfway point. Yeah, try to bring your spine parallel to the mat, like you're making a letter L with your silhouette. Then you can stay right here, or you might extend your arms overhead. Now, I started quite close to the chair, so I don't have space for my head. I'm going to step back a little farther. If you'd like, you can rest your arms on the chair and start to let your head drop in between your arms as well, providing a lot of length for the spine. For some, this might represent a little bit too much mobility in the upper spine for comfort, and that's okay. For others, this can welcome a really, really nice stretch across your shoulders and spine. That can be very relaxing and lovely. Press your arms into the chair. Start to lift your chest. Use your hands to help bring you upright and walk your feet back in close to the chair once more. Take a big breath in. Exhale out. One more time. Inhale and exhale. Return back to your seats. We'll have a few seated stretches here. Just checking the time. A few seated stretches here. Start with your feet about as close together as they'll go. We're going to set up for eagle pose. So take your left leg up and over your right. Imagine that you're sitting down in a chair and you want to cross your legs. That's about the motion that we're going for here. What you want to do is squeeze your legs in together. Press your right foot down and lift your chest. Stack shoulders right over hips. If you'd like to add the arms, left elbow crosses beneath, and then hold onto your opposite shoulders. Lift your chest, lift your elbows, sit up tall. If that feels okay, you might take backs of hands or palms together. Press your right foot down into the ground. Squeeze your legs in together and take one more inhale here. Exhale, unwrap your arms, unwrap your legs. Right leg up and over your left. Squeeze legs in together. And again, working to get your knees as close together as they can. And yours might look more like this. That's totally fine. It's not so much about what it looks like. It's more about the intention and the feeling that you're getting from it. So if you'd like to add the arms, right elbow under, and then give yourself a big hug. If you'd like, and that feels okay, press backs of hands or take palms together. Lift your chest, sit up even taller in your seat. Really press through your left foot. Take one more inhale. Exhale, unwrap your arms, unwrap your legs. Now we're going to take a pose that's similar, but also different. Extend your right leg forward. Bend your knee, draw your knee up to your chest. Stay here or ankle over knee, figure four shape. You might stay right here with your knee lifted, and you might keep your hand for support. It might feel okay to start to let your knee drop away. If it feels okay, you can take both hands away and just let gravity do its thing. If all of these steps feel fine and you'd like more challenge, begin to lean slightly forward, aiming for shoulders in line right over your knees. Press down through your left foot that's on the ground. And keep breathing. Full inhale. Exhaling all your air each time. Come upright. Draw your knee to your chest, squeeze in. And release back down. Left leg out. Bend your knee, draw up to your chest, squeeze in. Press your chest forward. And then cross ankle over knee, figure four shape. Flex your foot, keep your ankle strong. You can use your hands for support. You can start to let your knee fall away, and if it feels okay, take your hands away. Your knee in this pose is going to be the indicator. It'll tell you if you've gone too far, so listen to that message and back off a little bit. We want to feel stretch in the outside of your hip, which I won't lie, might be slightly uncomfortable, but does not feel like pain at all. Press down through your right foot, and if you would like, you can add that little bit of hinge forward. Shoulders in line over your knees, thinking long spine, hips back, forward and out through the crown of your head. Hinge back, upright. Draw your knee to your chest, squeeze in, and release back down. Take your feet in nice and close to you. Lift your heels up high. Press down through the balls of your feet. Imagine wearing the highest high-heeled shoe that you can and just press your toes down. Lift your heels high, really squeezing your legs. One more breath in. Exhale, release down. Take your feet back to neutral. Shift side to side just a little bit, rinsing out. Start with your feet about as close together as you feel comfortable with. Hinge slightly forward. And either keep your hands on your legs as I'm showing now, or you can kind of cross your arms and take your forearms down on your legs. So basically one elbow to each thigh. Then what you want to do is from wherever you're at, release your left arm. Take your left arm right out to the side in line with your shoulder. You might stay here, or it might feel okay to press down with your right arm and lift from the back of your left hand. Maybe even turn your gaze to the left. Release down and take your left arm back underneath you. Right arm escapes out to the side. If you had hands on your knees, this might look like this instead. Then press down through your left hand. Start to lift from the back of your right. Maybe turning your gaze all the way to the right. Release back down. Cross your arm one more time. Left arm escapes. Maybe press your right arm down, lift up. Maybe your right arm comes across and goes more to straight, opening into a deeper twist. Release down. Recross your left arm or replace your left hand, and right arm escapes out to the side. Lift from the back of your hand. If you'd like, left arm can go across and move more straight, opening up into a deeper twist. Then release back down. Carefully roll yourself upright. Drop your chin to your chest. You might stay here simply looking down, or if it feels okay for your neck, interlace your hands behind your head, not your neck. Draw your elbows down and together, just letting the natural weight from your arms provide a little bit of weight. Release your hands, lift your chin. Take your right hand to your cheek. Support your ear falling over towards your right shoulder. If that feels okay, maybe take your left arm, let it hang down. And if that all feels okay, you might take your right hand away. You might take your right hand over, fingertips near your left ear, and just add a little gentle weight. Come back up through center. Left hand to your cheek. Let your left ear fall over towards your shoulder. Then release your right arm. Let it hang off to the side. If you'd like, left hand comes away. Right hand, fingertips by your ear. Maybe adding a little weight. Gently come back up through center. Full breath in. Long breath out. One more time, big breath in. Long breath out. Start to find your way to a slightly more comfortable seat. Maybe you just slide back in your chair a little bit. Maybe you actually shift to a different setting in your apartment. Start to relax your face and jaw, the space behind your eyes. Allow your arms to rest comfortably, feet down underneath your knees. Hey guys, we're filming something for the TV right now. You can walk by, just keep your voice down, please. Relax your shoulders. Sit up nice and tall. And again, relax your face, your jaw, the space behind your eyes. Start to feel your breath getting a little softer, a little easier. Allowing your focus to go inward. Finding a sense of ease and well-being. And I have a message for you on Thanksgiving today from Melody Beatty on gratitude. Gratitude unlocks the fullness of life. It turns what we have into enough. It turns denial into acceptance, chaos to order, confusion to clarity. It can turn a meal into a feast, a house into a home, and a stranger into a friend. Gratitude changes everything. For our meditation today, I invite you to call to mind a few things you're grateful for in this season. Maybe it's a person, maybe it's something like health, good weather, really anything that pops into your head. And if you've thought of several, choose the two that really speak to you the most this morning. Once you've settled on your two words, your two names, your two things, say the first word silently to yourself as you breathe in, and the second word as you breathe out. And on, your own mantra for today. At the end of your next exhale, start to transition out of your mantra. And we'll take a few breaths with these 3 lines repeating. You can say them silently to yourself at any pace. And they are as follows. I am here. I am loved. I am enough. I am here. I am loved. I am enough. I am here. I am loved. I am enough. And on and on. At the end of your next round, start to come back into yourself. If you're still sitting up somewhat actively, allow yourself to come to a rest position, perhaps supine on the ground, or maybe just take your feet out wide, get a little more comfortable in the seat you're in. Letting go of any last spots of tension. Release your tongue from the roof of your mouth. Unfurrow your brow. Allow eyes to close and simply be here. Shavasana. Begin to deepen your breath. Take gentle movements to hands and feet. If you'd like, you can send your arms overhead. Take one final stretch. Then make your way up to your seat. Sitting up tall, bring palms together at heart center. We'll close with the sound Om one time. You're welcome to sing along or listen. Release your air. Full breath in. Thumbs to forehead center. With gratitude for this practice. Namaste. Thank you all so much for joining in and sharing this practice with me. I do really appreciate all of you, and for those who reach out and share any kind words or encouragement or support or let me know how much you love the classes, I do really appreciate it, and I just love being able to share this with you. So the fact that it means a lot to you means so much to me that I can never express. So thank you all so much. I wish that you all have a safe and happy holiday today. And as always, if you need anything, please reach out to me either through the restaurant or through Community Life. Thanks so much, everybody. Have a great holiday.